The very tippity top, I wrapped on the max coverage I can get.
This episode, we got Giovanni Wright coming on the podcast. What's cool about him is an interesting story because he's not.
With this company, you can get $50,000 max with each company. So I go $50,000, it's $500 a month. I know you probably cannot afford that, but I'm going to show you it anyways because I'm supposed to. So these three are cover your final expenses. And then what happens is, for one, the numbers look lower compared to $500 if it's 100. For two, some people you get surprised because you show them the max and you only show them max 30 and you show them 50. They're like, what's 40? Because like, I can't afford 500, but I can probably afford 300. And if you didn't show them 300, they want to see what $300 a month can get them. I learned that has got me some big deals. You don't have to learn everything. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know all the underwriting. You don't have to know how to sell a lick. If the person above you, so if you have a downline who wants to hire and it's not good, you can train them. That's what I do. I treat everybody in my hierarchy direct to me, even if they're not. So I train everybody the exact same. Like, I'm not fortunate. If you want to hire, you want to bring people on, let me know. Like, a question that I like to ask and that I learned from John Wetmore is ask everybody, do you want to be an insurance producer your whole life, or do you want to grow a team at some point? Most people say they want to grow a team. I'm like, cool. Who do you know that could be good at this?
In this episode, we got Giovanni Wright coming on the podcast. What's cool about him is he's an interesting story because he's one of the first face-to-face people that I've actually got on the podcast. So I'm excited to dive a little bit deeper into that and just kind of the funny content that he's posting. I felt like I had to get in my Giovanni bag right before this, posting my first kind of funny thing. But anyways, dude, appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course, man. So I think the first thing I want to ask is, like, why are you doing face-to-face versus telesales? I know you do some of both, but like, why face-to-face?
I just started like that and I never wanted to change it. I started right after COVID, so I started in 2021. It was kind of like face-to-face and hybrid sales, like starting to go to telesales, and I've always did face-to-face and I never want to change it. Yeah.
So you have never wanted to even move over and transition? It's just like
full time you like telesales? No, it's not. I mean, I do it and I do it so I can teach agents how to do it, but I don't know. I like face to face, man. It's fun.
Why do you like it?
I think I honestly cannot be in a house all day, listen to a phone ring 6-7 days a week for 12 plus hours a day. I would probably blow my brains out. I like going outside, interacting with people. I don't know. Plus, I mean, with final expense especially, I like it better because I get to if somebody has 6 policies, I can look at it, call the company with them, and replace all 6 of them if they're all messed up. Yeah. It's there's small little things because there's some houses I go into and I'm like, bro, if I was doing telesales, they would have never bought from me at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it what do you see the main differences are? Because obviously you do both right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I do believe they're all the same, but there is a small difference. I think I get less pushback face-to-face than I think telesales do. I can buy less leads in telesales. Not that that matters, but I can buy way less leads to book my appointments to go to your house. And if I can't book the appointment, I can go knock on your door now. So if your number disconnected, I can still get in contact with you. And really just the banking info and stuff like that in person. A lot less objections. Yeah. And your video you're supposed to, I'm not getting got hit by a car. I'm not getting that because I'm right here.
Well, you do, for real, right? And you do some crazy stuff to be able to get it. I remember watching one of the videos, you took the guy to the bank to be able to open up an account, right? So, I think that's interesting. I always wanted to know, because I did 4 face-to-face appointments, went in home. One of them was my first sale ever because I didn't make a sale for 2.5 weeks. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drive 2.5 hours, get some leads, and just run it. Well, dude, this guy got approved right away, but I put direct billing on there. So I never got paid because I called him back. I was like, hey, we just need to put your info in. We need a quick email signature. He's like, no, I don't want it anymore. And then the next person I didn't know how to underwrite. So I was in the house for 4.5 hours, dude. This was a scary house. This is what I was like, I need to get out of here, bro. 4.5 hours, went through 6 apps, all declines. Left the house, I was like, all right, and went 1 to underwrite. Dude, it's terrible. What's interesting, though, is I came into the house, and he had, it was in March, and he had like all like skulls and skeletons all around the house. I was like, dude, what is going on in here? Like, I was creeped out. So that's why I was like, yeah, I definitely don't want to do this again. But I did a few more. Um, but what is like what objections do you get, and like how do you leave the house when they're like, no, I'm not gonna buy right now, or like what does that conversation look like? I was always wanting to know about that.
It's a lot different because you can't. I'm not just gonna get up and leave because you tell me to. To be honest, like if you say unless they're really mad and I pissed them off and they tell me to leave, I'll leave. But like, no, I'm not buying it right now today. They can't just hang up the phone on me. So when I get that, I can sit there and still talk to them. Like, why? What do you mean you're not buying today? I thought you said X, Y, and Z you wanted life insurance for. So it's harder to kick me out. And there's times where like it's funny because I've been like told to get out the house and I have not gotten out and I've told it. And they're still on the books today. Like I've sat there like, bro, I go, bro, you told me X, Y, and Z. I'm not leaving, dude. You need life insurance, right? He goes, yeah, but I want to think about it. I go, bro, there's nothing to think about. You've been thinking about it for 2 years. You told me that. Like we're not. I'm like, come on, let's sit
Yeah.
down, let's do the application to get you approved. And like they're still on the books. But for objections, I mean, I used to get a lot of the banking info and stuff, but like I say I don't get objections, but like I feel like my in home is I beat it all in the beginning anyways. So I avoid all of it from happening.
So what are you doing to be able to avoid it before?
I've learned when I was newer, every time I got an objection, I did not want it to happen again. So I've learned how to put it in my script in the beginning. So if somebody says they don't want to give me their
Yeah.
bank info or whatever, and I got that at the end, I would now put it in the beginning. Like, hey, by the way, once we go to your health questions and we review everything, I am going to need your bank account information, social security number, and the day you want it to come out every single month. Any reason why we can't move forward today, or anything stops you if it fits your needs and your budget that we can't submit the application. And then I get it there versus an hour later in the in-home process. I get it there, and then if I get it there, I can beat it, figure it out, or figure it out if it's a waste of my time.
Yeah, I feel like face to face, I'm like, dude, what objections are you gonna get? Because obviously, like the biggest thing is like trust, and that's like social and banking. But like, dude, what is your close rate in home?
Are we talking about just anybody I see, or when I start showing numbers? Because there's a difference.
We'll talk about that. So like, what? Yeah, what's the difference? Like, you're not
So
pitching
like,
every home you get
yeah,
into,
because like
you leave.
yeah, I figure out in the first 10 to 15 minutes if they actually want to buy some insurance. So if they don't want to, and they don't, some people do not care. And like, they're like,
Mm,
I don't care. So I'm out. Like, my whole 10 to 15 minutes is like trying to figure out if they want life insurance. So overall, if I'm dropping numbers and showing them the three quotes, 80%, 85%, it's rare for me not to get it. If it's just every
yeah,
appointment I go to, probably send out like a 50%. That's counting people who didn't want to buy insurance. Like I figured they
okay,
don't care, or there's nothing I could do to help them. If they had a policy from 20 years ago, they don't want to add coverage, that kind of stuff.
yeah. So what are they saying when you're like, all right, what are they saying? And then when's the point you're like, all right, I'm out?
I just dig really deep. So like some
Yeah,
people would literally tell me they don't love their family. Like I get to that point where I ask them like, if I keep asking them questions, why do you have life insurance? What do you want it for? Who's the beneficiary? Who's the first one to find you dead if God forbid I walked in today? And they can't give me answers. I go, hey man, like, do you care about this at all? No, I don't care about it. I'm like, so you don't love your family. So that way I can walk out of here safe and know that like I'm good to go. I want to know that you don't love your family, so my boss don't kill me because I can't care more for your family than you do. If they say yes, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna do anything. But like I ask enough questions
yeah,
to where, like I make them figure it out. But like I'm sitting there asking, who's the first one to find you dead? What are they doing with the like? How are they going? What are they gonna do? What money do you have aside? I'm sitting there asking, if we died today and you got buried, if I walked in for our appointment and your daughter Betty was home, we go to the funeral.
yeah.
They say it costs $15,000. What is she doing? So I make them walk me through it and picture it, and then after
That's a good
that,
question.
if
Yeah,
they still do not care, that's when I'm like, I try to figure that part out, which comes with a
yeah,
lot of like I kind of know people who are bullshitting and people who aren't.
yeah. So you're closing those, and I see the I'm in the Discord with you guys, and I'm like the premiums you put up are like just I feel like you just are not gonna typically see that over face or over the phone.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I've slightly noticed that.
So what, like, are you just pitching high, or like what, like how are you deciding what you're gonna pitch?
Yeah, so like I did a training the other day with my agents, and like the reason how have a higher close rate than average is for one is my in-home building process because I want to go deep. Like I'm not. I tell everybody, hey, this is final expense insurance. This is not burial insurance. We're not just covering a burial. We're covering your final expenses. So when you move out of this house, do you own or rent this house? If I own it, cool, the mortgage. If I rent it, who's packing the house up and leaving the house? Like, what are they doing? Are they paying for a moving company to pack all your stuff out? Are they paying for a storage unit to put your stuff in and have to sell it? That costs more money. The small stuff, like, are you
Mm,
traveling? Do your kids live in New York and have to fly down here? Are you going to be buried in
yeah,
New York too? So you know that costs money too. So I do stuff like that to raise. Let's say it's a cremation. My cremation policies aren't 5 grand. They're like 10 grand, 15 grand sometimes because I'm building the
yeah,
extra final expenses around it. Burial for me is 15 to 20 or
yeah,
more if they want extra things. And I'm asking them obviously, do you want to leave money behind for your kids? That's another part that raises it. And then the trick that I do, not a trick, but like it's the same thing as like what do they say? Like McDonald's and all the fast food restaurants, they have certain colors to attract your attention, kind of thing.
yeah,
So like when I show numbers, I don't know how y'all do it or people do it. I have three, obviously the three quotes, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I show if it's a burial, I'm showing 15, 20, 25, or 30, whatever.
yeah,
Then at the very tippity top, I write down the max coverage I can get all the time. So I'm like, with this company, you can get $50,000 max with each company. So I go $50,000 is $500 a month. I know you probably cannot afford that, but I'm going to show you it anyways because I'm supposed to. Then I go,
yeah,
then I go, these three are cover your final expenses. And then what happens is, for one, the numbers look lower compared to $500 if it's 100. For
yeah,
two, some people you get surprised because you show them the max and you only show them max 30 and you show them 50. They're like, what's 40? Because like I can't afford 500, but I can probably afford 300. And if you didn't show them 300, they want to see what $300 a month can get them. I learned that has got me some big deals. Then also I've learned that a lot of telesales agents do not do this is like a policy combination. If a client has three policies, most people just add another one on. Which if the policies are
yeah,
old, I get it, it's fine. Obviously do the right thing. But
yeah,
in person, I found out a lot of times they have a graded policy or a guaranteed issue policy, or they just have like three policies all together. And if you add it on one company, it can save them the money, or you get them day one
yeah,
coverage. So I've learned that too
yeah.
because I've learned a lot of the policies I've replaced have been from telesale agents who just stack it on top. It's like three different agents on each policy. And I'm like, did you get this over the phone? They're like, yeah. I'm like, makes sense because they didn't ask about the other policies. When you're telesales, you're just trying to get it one and done and move on, which I get. But for me, I'm looking at every policy, so I see everything. I'm like, yeah, this is a 2 year waiting period. Did you know that? No, I didn't know that. Cool. You have three of those. Let's get you another policy, one policy day one.
Yeah. No, that's huge, dude. And I think that's interesting. Your content literally makes me want to be like, dude, maybe I should just start selling face to face.
Bro,
Like
I've heard it so many times,
this is
bro.
crazy. What really? I
Yeah.
figured that much. What are some of the craziest things that you've heard, like seen, or like heard, or whatever it is, in like face to face and going in home?
Like from the people, prospects, clients.
Yeah, yeah,
Bro, I've seen so many things, bro. I- bro, I had this one dude who had like his whole house was burnt down. We sat outside, sold him. There's so many different things, bro. And like, bro, you can hear so many stories. I hear so many different stories too in person. I see so much stuff, bro. It's so many stories. Like, I don't know if you know, like, I got my dog from a client. Literally got a pet dog from a client 2 years ago. And they give you stuff, bro. They feed you.
How'd that happen?
She had a puppy in a cage, and the puppy liked me a lot. And she was like, "Well, I've been thinking about getting rid of him." And I was like, "Well, I've been thinking about getting the dog." And then she was like, "You want him?" I was like, "Yeah." And so I took him. Bro, it's crazy, dude. I've sold so many deals in my car. I've heard stories about people's roommates They don't let random people in the house. So let's go sit outside in my car. Let's go drive to the library. Bro, it's crazy. It's insane.
That is wild. So what are you? You're like I saw one reel. You're like if you're like in the vicinity, like you're gonna get pitched. Like if you're in the home, I'm pitching you too. So like, how are you doing? Like, it's not like a one-to-one presentation, right? Like now
Not
it's like,
if
hey,
you're
I'm
inside the
presenting to
house,
everybody.
nah. If you're inside the house, we're all sitting down. Because it's all it's like a respect thing. Like, yo, you see me talking. If you're the spouse or a sister and you look older, I'm like, hey, I'm here for her. Do you have anything in place right now? Yes or no? All right, cool. Let's sit down and talk about it all. So therefore, then I'm like, I would hate to explain it to her, and then she calls me 2 weeks later saying that you want it now, and I have to redo this whole thing. I'm like, I hate going through a whole sales process and making pitches. Like, let's sit down and talk about it. And I just talk to them. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting because like I just got my first taste of like finally getting referrals, which I'm like, dude, it's so bad. I've just been like, all right, cool, I'll generate my leads and that's it. But this guy, dude, this same guy I closed, which is insane. This guy, I thought he was capping, right? Like he's like, all right, let me go inside. I need to get my glasses to be able to see my account number. Dude, hung up, and I called him back 4 times, and I was like, whatever. And so I was like, all right, next. It is what it is. But I was like, you know what? Maybe I got to call him a fifth time back. So I call him for the fifth time back. He answers, and he's like, hold on. I got to go to the bank. Calls me back, which I'm like, dude, usually I don't get like, I need to go to the bank objections. Anyways, he calls me back. We close. He's like, oh, I got the account number finally, which was like an hour later. Close him. He calls me back the next day. He's like, hey, you need to talk to my daughter. You need to talk to my ex-wife. Gives me their numbers. Call them. Close the daughter. Close her daughter. And then close the wife. And then the wife was like, oh, yeah, I have $50,000 set aside on like an old retirement. We have a call today to be able to roll that over.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm like, dude, he calls me back today, right? 3 days in a row. Calls me back. He's like, you need to talk to my son and my friend. I'll send you their numbers. I'm like, dude, I'm about to make like 10, 15 grand just on this one guy. So I think like I need to get better referrals, right? Because this is like, dude, I made $2,500 yesterday just from like referrals. So what's your like? Are you asking for referrals, or like you're just a likable guy? So are they just sending them to you? What's that look like?
So I'm bad at asking, but I know how to ask them. I know how to get them because I teach my agents how to do it. I just call it
Yeah.
the BEC method, the beneficiary emergency contact list. So I do beneficiaries. I want their names and phone numbers. I want an
Okay.
emergency contact list to your closest friends or family members. I want their names and numbers. So that way I can call them, let them know you have insurance, let them know they have insurance, and then I just go, hey, do you have anything in place either or no? That's how I get my referrals. I just ask them for the BEC. I call it BEC. So I try to get like 4 to 5 names, and then I'll even throw in a bonus like, hey, do you know anybody who may need some life insurance? So now I have like 10 people I can call. I have the beneficiaries, I have anybody they trust as family friends to know about the life insurance, and then I have people they actually thought would buy it. I go, even if you think they won't buy it today, I just want to know so I can let them know like they can always shop it around and have my name. And I just call them, and like I don't like when I call them, to be clear, I'm not hard pitching them because they want like
Yeah.
a referral, but I bring up their insurance. Hey, I help Miss Betty out. She has $10,000 in coverage. You're the beneficiary. Real quick though, I was wondering, do you already have your like life insurance through your job or anything, or you don't have any? And then people start talking, or they're like, "Oh, I've been thinking about getting life insurance. Me and my husband have been talking about it. So now you have a husband and wife deal out of nowhere." That's how I get mine.
Mm,
I think asking for it is the best way. Just ask.
the BEC method, dude. I love that. Okay. So one of the so for like when you got into this, you talked about like before how not on this, but like I heard it, like you were like, all right, I wasn't successful at first, got a lot of chargebacks, and then all of a sudden like you're just crushing. So like why is this time around like why are you actually seeing like a higher level of success than you did before, do you think?
You mean like with the chargebacks and everything?
Yeah,
Or
or like just actually like, because I think like if you were to stop the story there, it'd be like a typical 90-95% of life insurance, especially final expense agents. Like just the typical story. I made some money, did it, blah, 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 done deal. They're in another industry doing another thing. But then you came back and actually are seeing success now. So like, what's the difference?
I'm gonna give a simple answer at first, and I'll go deeper. But mine is I just didn't quit. Most agents quit.
Yeah.
And I also blamed myself for everything that happened. Like it's simple. Either I'm not working, I'm not closing the deal right, so I'm getting chargebacks. Like I'm not doing something correct. And so I just
Yeah.
reevaluated myself and seen where I was kind of going wrong at and what I was doing. Because I was like, bro, people make money in this business. It's
Yeah.
it's there. Why am I not making money? It's obviously me. It can't be the leads. It can't be the clients. It can't be final expense. It can't be face to face or telesales. It has to be me. I'm doing something wrong. And so I just really reevaluated it, starting asking people like uplines and not just my direct upline, like other people on the team's uplines and stuff like that, asking for help. Started to record all my in-homes, my processes, send them to like 5 different people's. I would take everybody's own little like part. So I asked like 5 people, "Hey, this happened. What would you say?" I get 5 different answers, and I kind of make my own script out of their answers. Because I like what Jonathan says here. I like what he says here. I like what she says here. I'm gonna take this piece, and this piece, and make that my script. And that's like how I made my full script and got better. And then like helping chargebacks for me. I don't know if we can curse here, but I call it the pussy close. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
It's like
All right.
I'm just gonna see if you're pre-approved. Just submit the application, see if you're pre-approved.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we call the pussy close. It's like they're going to fall off. You just want to see if they're pre-approved. It's stuff like that I was doing in the beginning when I was brand new, just to get a deal on the books, and it obviously doesn't stick. You'll get some that stick for sure because you just get lucky, but 90% of them are going to fall off. And so like that was why I got quarterbacks too, and I had to like look at how I was pitching it and listen to my calls, and like I didn't even realize what I was doing. I was newer. I wasn't trying to just get a deal in. I thought I was doing it the right way, but I wasn't. So like stuff like that helped me, and I reevaluated myself, and I was like, it's me. So if I change this, I make more money. Common sense. If I change this, I can make more money. Let me give it another shot.
So then this time around, like you make those tweaks, make those changes. Were you recruiting back then or now?
Yeah, I've been recruiting since day one. So if you go on my Instagram, I have a thing that says like hiring part 1 and 2. Let me see. Hold on. I'll pull it up. So like it's my first ever. I got licensed in June of 2022. In June of 2022, I was posting get started. So I've always tried to. I don't know if you've seen it, but like it's all over from June until I was that started.
Yeah.
I always tried to hire just to bring people on because I believed in the business. I was like, there's something here. People are making money. If I can't teach them to sell insurance, somebody else can. Like my upline can.
Yeah.
So I've always tried to bring people in.
Okay. So one of the questions that I got was, for a new agent out there wanting to build a team, do you think they need to know everything to start bringing people into the business? And like, what would you tell them?
No, because I don't know everything in the business. I mean, I know a lot. I can sell, but like, what if you never get good at selling and you can't sell 40K? So you're never going to hire? Or can you be a 20K a month producer who brings on agents and teach them how to do 20K, and your upline can help them? You just never know. I mean, like you don't have to learn everything. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to know all the underwriting. You don't have to know how to sell a lick. If the person above you, so if you have a downline who can help, who wants to hire and it's not good, you can train them. That's what I do. I treat everybody in my hierarchy direct to me, even if they're not. So I train everybody the exact same. So it's the same thing. Like I tell brand new agents, hey, like I'm not fortunate. If you want to hire, you want to bring people on, let me know. Like a question that I like to ask and that I learned from John Wetmore is ask everybody, do you want to be an insurance producer your whole life or do you want to grow a team at some point? Most people say they want to grow a team. I'm like, cool. Who do you know that could be good at this? You don't have to do anything. I'm going to interview. I'm going to help train them for you. So it's stuff like that. Like you don't have to learn anything. You can just have the people around you who are obviously making money, doing good, train them. And for me, you asked the second part. What was the second part you asked? You said,
do they need to know everything to be able to do it? I think.
No, they only know
So,
everything.
yeah. Okay. Another question that I was curious about is why'd you start posting content? Because your content's really good, dude. And I like I don't know, it's pretty simple and straight to the point, you know? But also you just show the real stuff. What was the motivation behind that?
I mean, so before I started posting, I had 3 posts total. And bro, I did.
I'm hiring.
Yeah, no, I had 3 posts of me selfies from 2022, like 2 years ago. I didn't post anything, but I was writing 30, 40K a month. and it's like, bro, he's making 30, 40K a month, 400 grand a year, 300 grand, whatever it is, and you're not posting about it, you're not talking about it, you're not gonna bring people in. So for me, it was like a hit in realizing like I want to get more recruits, and I know people on social media see it. People who follow me may not know what I do. I'm like, what if I just post it? Will it bring more people in? So I just started posting it, and I like to like, I hate taking the camera and making a video. I can't do it. So I was like, I need to document what I do. And I need to target the people I want to hire. So the people I want to hire, they see me in a house. They see the dirtiness and everything. You know what I mean? So it's like, for that, it's just, oh no, what happened?
How's your relationship like? Obviously, like you do a lot of stuff with John. You guys are building something together. Like how did that relationship form?
So he dropped his book, and I bought it. And like, I followed John since I was. In 2021, I've always like, he's what I learned from him. I used to watch Cody Ask and stuff like that. So I've always watched him, and I texted him one day about the book, and then he does the workshop every quarter, the Get FMP workshop. So I texted him there, and I was like, yo, bro, I'm going to go to your workshop, and I'm going to go to run face-to-face appointments out there. And then he was like, oh, cool, where are you going to run them at? And so he gave me areas to go work and run, and then I went out there, did 10K in his backyard in like 3 days. Went to the event. I actually ran into one of his policies he wrote 10 years ago. So I ran into one of his clients. The odds of it.
Dang. Did you were you working as like? Did he give you his old leads to work, or
no?
you just
I
picked up new ones?
I bought new and age direct mail leads out there. And so he had a 10-year-old. Somehow I found a policy from 10 years ago that he wrote. And so I texted him that shit. And then at the event, we just connected, bro. And since then, kind of connected ever since then. We haven't really stopped. We hit it off. I was like, bro, you do like mentorships and stuff? He was like, yeah. I joined his mentorship program, and since then, bro, we just try to kill it.
Yeah. No, that's cool, dude. How's the relationship like between you two?
We're like identical, so it's cool. Cool. We're like really good, bro. Even though he's like old, and I'm young. He's like almost 50, bro. So, and I'm 24. Yeah. So, no, we're cool, bro. We talk like every day, every single day.
Yeah, dude. It seems like it, and I think like a lot of the stuff, like one of the reels that you posted about like recruiting, and I want you to talk about here in a second. But I was like, dude, like this guy, you're very mature. For like, cause I'm 24 too, and it's like, dude, you're very mature with what you're doing, you know, like what you're saying, you speak with wisdom. And there's other people that are like that. Like I think of Jay Masca, like he's smart and stuff. So, anyways, so you obviously did that, and then talk about that, like recruiting plus personal production, because you still produce at a high level. So what is that? What's your thoughts on that? Like somebody wanting to build a team, also like sell at a high level. What's that look like? Give some advice on that side.
For one, you can't. I feel like if you want to grow a team and grow a big team, and you want to invest into them and open an office and pay for recruiting, whatever you got to do, you have to write at a high level. Because then you're gonna go broke if you keep doing this. Like, bring in people for free that your upline can teach, but at some point when you want to start paying for travel trips, blitz trips, whatever there is, you have to write at a high production. So in the beginning, you have to write high production. So for me, what it looks like is I write enough business that my 10, 11, 12, my renewals obviously come in. Then I have enough money where I don't have to hire everybody. So like my recruiting, like my interviews are quick, 15 minutes max, because I need to know what I need to know. If you don't fit my team, I'm not working with you. So it knocks out half of that stuff. So producing at a high level, if you're gonna try to recruit a lot of people, is important. And how it looks like, bro, I mean, I set time aside to dial, to book appointments, and to run. And then I set I have a time frame, like interviews this time, dial time this time. like I hate to say it, but there is a downtime when you're dialing. There's like, for me, it's like usually from like 12 to like 2-ish, and then sometimes like 3 or 4. In that time frame, if you have a downtime and you're like, bro, I never make a sale at this time. Start doing recruiting interviews then, and squeeze in, make them 15, 20 minutes. Squeeze in 10 in a row. I don't care. Like however you gotta do it. So it's a process, but it's that, and it's also like for me, I have drive time when I'm working, like 2 appointments, so I just do it in between there. I also do it on Sundays, but I don't stop. 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I do it late.
Yeah.
It gets hectic though. It gets a hectic for sure.
Yeah. What is so how long would you say like somebody, at least like your thought process, like is there a certain point that like, hey, I'm gonna like just focus on recruiting at that point, or are you just gonna keep selling and recruiting? I don't know if you've thought that far ahead.
Say one more time.
No, yeah, like essentially, like, is there a point that you're like, hey, once we hit $500,000 a month, $1 million a month, then it's like, all right, I'm going to step off the gas on personal. You just focus on recruiting, or like you just kind of going to go based on, I don't know, the flow?
I'm gonna go like where I don't have to write business no more.
Yeah,
it's gonna be where there's gonna be a time frame, bro, where it's gonna be you're gonna have 5 or 6 people calling you while you're trying to make a deal because they need help and they're making money. That is gonna cost you money. So then it's like every time I'm about to make $1,000 deal, these 5 people make me $1,000. It might be time to get out the field or stop selling because every single day they do this. And I have enough people bringing in. And then it's like, all right, cool. So them as 5 people make me my 1,000 in the house. If I step down from selling, what can I do to make 5 more people make me another 1,000 for me? So I'm gonna go until like I know they're taking my time away. Like if I start getting so many phone calls in a house and I can't sit down with a client for 10 minutes, 15 minutes straight and actually try to talk to them. And obviously I feel like you gotta make some money. You can't you gotta make 80 to 100K a month. Like, don't just stop it. Don't just like, oh, I got 5 people, I'm gonna quit. Like, you have to be making income and producing. Like, I think John said before he even got out the field, he was already making like 80, 90, 100K a month. No, I think he was making 100K a month while he was still selling. And that year he got out the field. So people my old upline said he didn't get out the field until he was making 250 grand, I think, a year off of overrides alone.
That makes sense. So, are you like what's the biggest thing that you've learned from John? Like just being around him, or like a few things that you've like really taken and like held on to.
One is interviewing for sure. How to interview properly, how to ask the right questions, to see if they're a good fit for your team and not waste your time. I've learned how to control. It's not about like what you say to people. It's about like how you make them feel when you say it. And I'm very bad at saying things. Like I'm very blunt, and sometimes I'm too blunt. And I can say the same exact thing with a different tone, and it changes everything. So I've learned that part that I'm still working on now because I'm pretty blunt. So like when I say things, people take it the wrong way. I have a slick mouth. I've been learning how to bite my tongue a lot. So there's that part, and kind of learning like the ins and out of the business and like how to grow a team properly and how to teach agents to not like what I don't like is like at some point there's going to be 20 people calling you for simple questions. So I've been learning now how to stop that from happening in the future. Like if somebody want to ask you a simple underwriting question, hey bro, this Mutual Omaha COPD. We all know that answer. They just don't know the answer. Hey bro, did you look at the underwriting? Did you look at the toolkit, and did you call the carrier? Before you called me, did you do all these things first? Like I want to be your last resort because you are 1099 independent and the carriers have all the answers on their worksheets. So it's kind of like that kind of stuff, setting it up so I can properly structure it.
No, I like that. What's the biggest thing that you've learned about the interviewing process?
How to ask questions and weed out the people you don't want. So like you got like there's things that you like with agents you don't like with agents, and there's people on your team that you want to have or you don't. So I've learned how to kind of get uncomfortable asking them uncomfortable questions to get them, and I've learned to say no to people a lot more than I say yes on interviews. A lot of people just bring them in. Oh, you have your license? Come in, come on. I'm like, nah. Like I have people tell me like, oh, I've never been interviewed for insurance before. I go, yeah, bro, I don't hire everybody. They go, we want to make you money here. We want to be on the right team. I'm not just going to bring on anybody. So like I've learned how to do that and like get it to where like, and it's never going to be perfect, but more time than not, if they're actually going to work. Because I don't want to have 50 people on my team and only 10 of them work. To me, that's pointless.
Yeah.
So I learned that part.
No, that's good. I like that you're not just kind of bringing everybody in, but it's like, hey, you actually are qualifying to see, like, dude, am I a good fit for you? But like, are you a good fit for me? Because that's huge. And I know John talks a lot about like, I'm probably going to quit you before you quit me. And I love that mentality of like, dude, you don't need it. And I think that like that's where the personal production comes in. The analogy you shared that I'm like, dude, that is like gold. Is like you got to eat dinner before you eat dessert. So dinner, personal production, dessert is going to be recruiting and building. And I was like, dude, that's so good because I've even fallen into this trap of like, all right, cool, I'm going to train the guys, but I'm not going to see like money for a while. And then it's like, no, that's actually not the right way to do it. And our production as a team increases when I'm actually producing at a high level. So it's like just a net positive overall. I just got to be willing to like go through and just work a lot, but it just makes a lot of sense. And they're seeing because the reality is they're going to look to somebody as like, hey, how do you actually sell a lot of insurance? And you want to be that shining star as opposed to somebody else, and then they leave. Is another thing that I've realized too. So, what else have you kind of learned about the business that like newer agents or agents that like are just getting into the business or trying to figure it out, building a team, personal production, whatever it is? Like, what's some advice you can give them?
It's always going to be up and down. You're always going to have high and lows, and it's really pushing through those moments that is what's going to keep you in the business. Whether you're growing a team, like for me, it was low when I was on my personal pin. Then my personal pin got high, but then growing a team, I went low. And like it goes up and down. It's always going to be that way, but the difference is like pushing it through. So like people who are down now and struggling, whether it's on your personal pin or growing a team, understand it's never going to go away. The difference is you just got to make it out of there. Like it's always going to be like just how like I can write 400 grand a year on my own pen, but throughout those months, I had a 40K month, I had a 20K month, I had a 60K month, I had a 15K month. Yeah. The difference is people are going from 10K to 2K, 8K, 10K. It's like it's different because I'm doing higher numbers, higher production. So it's always rocky. It's always up and down. The difference is the activity you're putting in and really matters. I think the biggest piece of advice, especially for new agents on their own pen, is the only thing that matters is the hours of activity you're doing. Everything else does not matter. It does not count. If it's not money-making activities, don't count it for your hours. Yeah. So dialing, recruiting if you're hiring, prospecting, and presenting. Those are the only that matters. Those 4 things.
Yeah, the activity is huge, and it's like you got to really look at your revenue-generating activity. It's like, am I actually spending the time to be able to make sales consistently and getting in front of enough people? And it's either you're running an appointment or you're getting your next appointment. I think is huge. And like for telesales, it's easier. You just got to be hammering the phone all day, every day. I was going to ask, are you primarily, because you're in Georgia, right? Or where are you at?
Florida, okay.
So do you run like 30 minutes away from your house, or do you run in like certain pockets, or what do you do?
Yeah, I change it up. So like I stay in my backyard, which is in my area, but I also work like out if I want to. There's certain counties that I like that are an hour away. So sometimes I'll drive like an hour to the appointment, but I'll have like 10, 12 appointments each day. But usually I stay in my backyard typically because I can get leads in that area and have enough lead flow in the backyard. But then sometimes
what kind of leads are you working?
Internet leads and direct mail leads.
Dang. So internets, do they come with the address or no? Like it just comes with the city or around or?
Address.
Nice.
Address.
Okay.
They have a first, last name, address, everything. Sometimes they have the beneficiary and stuff on it too.
Nice. Okay. So you're just talking like if you're gonna go set an appointment, so you buy the batch of leads, right? And then what are you doing to be able to set the appointment? And then what are you doing when you get there?
You asking me what I do to set the appointment and what I'm doing when I
get there? Yeah.
Yeah. So like my script, like you want me to fake call you or just
yeah, role play.
All right, cool. Hey, Johnny.
Hello.
Hey man, this is Giovanni. I was just giving you a quick call back. You had sent in that request for that final expense insurance info. My job is super simple, man. I just got to verify this address. The 123 Main Street is right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All I do is verify your ID, kind of make sure you ain't strapped down to no hospital beds dying tomorrow. So I can show you the programs you actually do qualify for, man. You can be home around in the morning tomorrow or like the afternoon.
Afternoon.
All right, cool. I got a 1 p.m. here, or I can squeeze you in like a 3:15, 3:30ish.
1 works. I'll be home.
All right, cool. So I'll put you down for a 1 o'clock, man. And then is this information just for you or for you and a spouse?
Yeah, just me. And I was thinking
Cool.
maybe of like about my roommate, but yeah, just me for now.
Cool. And then do you take any prescription medications? If you do, can you just have them out ready for me when I get there and make my job super fast?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then last question, man. Should I like park in the driveway or your side of the road?
Side of the road.
All right, cool. So I have you down, Johnny, for tomorrow at 1, man. Just do me a huge favor. When I knock on your door, don't pull any shotgun or any pistols out on me, okay?
Okay.
All right, man. I'll see you then.
Has that
That's it.
happened? Is that why you say that?
No, I just say to make them laugh. And some people will laugh, some like whatever. But like I just say to try to break the ice a little bit.
Yeah. So what's show rate typically of people like actually being home or answering?
So it depends. Like there's times like I know I booked the appointment wrong to get more no shows, but like no show rate probably I know it's less than 50%. It should be. Everybody should be in face to face. Probably like 30 to 40. Like if I have 12, it's more rare for me to go over 12. It happens, but it's more rare. It's more like if I have 12, maybe max 5 may no show me.
So then you're gonna sit 6 to 7, and then you're probably gonna pitch what, 4?
Yeah.
Pitch 4, write 3, and then
Yeah.
write
About accurate.
12, 10 to 12 apps a week, give or take.
Average like 10 to 12, yeah. And
Yeah,
but that's if you have
huge.
12 appointments a day. 12 if you don't have 12 appointments a day, you're not going to close 2, 3, 4 deals a day.
Yeah, that's interesting, dude. So what do you do like outside of you dial on Mondays? You do a typical schedule, right? Dial Mondays for Tuesday, Wednesday, dial Thursday for Friday, Saturday?
Yep, but like I'm changing it to where now like I don't have to work Friday, Saturday, or Thursday. I'm just gonna write 10K in 2 or 3 days. That's the plan now. Cause like I write typically 10K. It's like, bro. So like a lot of people will squeeze out what they do. So like I'm pushing out my 10K for the full week when I can squeeze my 10K in 2 or 3 days. But right now it's my schedule. But I'm making it basically dial Monday, run Tuesday, Wednesday, and if I need to, run Friday.
Gotcha.
So therefore, I can put the other days for all recruiting, all interviews, and focus on growing the business part.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool, man. So what do you do like the other days? Because it doesn't take you like all day to book 12, does it?
Depends on your dial day, but it cannot. There's times I'm done by 1 o'clock. There's times I'm going till 8. If it was a rough dial day.
Yeah, and so you're just dialing there to be able to do that. Interesting. So you're talking about the travel trips. Where do you travel to? Like all across the country or what?
Yeah, just starting to. So I'm trying to travel every county, every state that I can. And when I travel, I'm trying to get new agents to come. And then I'm trying to recruit agents in that city that I'm at too, or that county that I'm at, and get them to see what we're doing. And then try to host like an opportunity meeting in every county I'm going to. So then I can sell, I can get new agents to make some money, and I can bring new people in and try to get new people started.
Yeah.
Because
so you have
closed environment, bro, brings a lot of people in, and like it gives new agents to make some money that they weren't doing beforehand.
Yeah, that's true, and it shows belief, right? Like it's so much you could do just over Zoom. It's nice to be able to have that face-to-face interaction. So, are you like when you get in a lock-in or whatever you do? Are you guys all just doing telesales, or are you like gonna go out in the field with them?
The last one we did was in the field, but if somebody does telesales, I want to do telesales.
Yeah.
Like it depends too. Like we're doing a lock-in with John. I'm going to do telesales there for the 2 days, but I'm also going to run face-to-face appointments before and after it. So it depends. Like, and sometimes if it's like an agent who does telesales and they're struggling, put them in the field. If it's a field agent who's struggling, put them on telesales. Kind of maneuvers, but like it all depends. Like we map it out, but if it's everybody who's coming is only face-to-face, we'll do face-to-face. If it's a mixture, we'll keep it a mixture, or we're all just, hey bro, let's all do telesales, or let's all do face-to-face. Kind of makes it. It
Yeah.
all depends.
Yeah. When you bring new agents on, are they typically doing face to face or telesales?
I give them the option. I don't tell them what they have to do. Surprisingly enough, them watching my videos somehow have made them want to go face to face. I don't know how.
I mean,
Where
dude,
they
it is attractive. I will say that because
really,
I've literally like yeah, it is, dude. Like even me, like I literally like I'm just like I've only sold really over the phone besides those 4 appointments, right? And I'm like, dude, it is something to be said about like going and actually sitting in front of the person because right now it's like you're talking to somebody on the phone and then you're probably not going to talk to them again, you know? So it's nice to be able to number one, you don't have to be as skilled because on telesales things have to be picture perfect or at least go like 80 to 90% of what how it should and you have to hammer tonality objections and things like that and you're actually selling them instead of building a real connection in the field. I think that's what I like about it. Plus I think you make it attractive to want to do that. I think that's another thing, right? So I think all those combined, like I've even thought about, dude, maybe I should just get some leads out here and just run it and see how it goes. So are you wearing the when you do it? Do you have the Meta glasses or how
yeah,
are
I have
you
the meta,
recording?
the meta glasses. Yeah,
Yeah, that's solid. Has anybody asked and like it? Are you
yeah.
like
I've had
recording?
2 or 3 people, I think, because it has a little flashlight on there, but I don't hide it. I go, yeah, it's recording. If you don't want to use anything, I go, it stops whenever. I go, so all your stuff is there. And if you don't want to use it, I won't use it. Like I cover it up.
Yeah.
I'm like I don't try to hide it at all. I'm like, yo. Sometimes I'll tell them like, hey, by the way, these glasses do record. So some parts of this video for training purpose, I will be recording. But I go, all your
Yeah.
personal info. I go, don't worry. At that point, I'll take them off. You're good to go.
Yeah. That's cool, dude. Well, it was nice, bro. I appreciate you hopping on here. It was nice to be able to connect. You're a good dude. Where can people reach out, follow you, follow your content, things like that?
First name, last name, JAVANNI. Usually dot right on Facebook, Instagram, and my YouTube is on my first and last name.
Boom. Well, dude, appreciate you again for hopping on here. If you guys like this content, go follow him, subscribe for more. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.